Hi, I'm Joann.
Hi, I'm Summer.
I don't trust a lot of people. I trust very few people with my kids. I trust very few people, period.
Before the factory, what was your relationship like with the school district?
It didn't start off good.
Why was that?
I have twins that were in there, and my one daughter was really bad. And they kept wanting to suspend her and yelling at her for the clothes she was wearing.
And how did you respond?
Not nice. That's the truth. I called them up and started cursing them out. We didn't have no friends when we first moved here and made enemies with the school right off the bat. They got Brittany, my daughter, one of my twins, got in a lot of trouble, but instead of suspending her, the school worked with me and helped put her on the right path.
When did you get involved in the factory and why?
5 years ago, because we ran out of food. Also, a very bad experience at first. We didn't like Chuck at all. It seemed like he played favoritism at the time. It took probably a year, maybe two, for when my son Anthony started going to the factory. Chuck took interest in him. My son was getting in trouble, and Chuck gave him Joe Lab for a mentor, and that was like almost 5 years ago, and Joe was still mentoring him. I trust Chuck now. Took a long time.
Yeah.
He had to prove himself. I don't trust anybody with my kids.
Yeah.
I didn't trust nobody at the school. Kathy and Mr. O, we got loud with each other, and they let me get everything out, and then we sat down and talked. They're a part of my life. I think I'd be lost without them. I would say it probably took a long time for them to like me.
Joann and I were, like she said before, really at odds, and we probably didn't either like each other when we had to deal with different situations. But I think after I also have grown and found a true understanding, and not that I've walked in Joann's shoes, but I think working with Joann, I know that she's a great mom and she always wants what's best for her kids. And even though if she comes off in that mother bear reaction if something happens, I think if once we have calmness and can figure out where we can meet in the middle ground, she always has come around. And I think we've reached an appreciation for each other, so she knows if she texts me or calls me, I'm going to figure out a way to help her.
I've been going to the youth center for at least 10 weeks now.
And why'd you start going?
I started going because my brother got Joe from there, so I needed someone to talk to, someone to help me, just to help me.
Mm-hmm. And who's that been?
That's been like a lot of people, mainly Betty. Betty just, well, she listens, but she jumps in and she helps with the problem. So Betty has been there for me through tough situations, through it all. Always been there for me. So thanks, Betty.
For 5 years ago, I would be calling everybody, cursing them out, not being nice, and I don't know, my whole attitude has changed. I do have a real appreciation for Kathy and the school and factory, because I really have learned a lot from them. Because everyone's journey matters. Take 5.